Akira Toriyama, a man who touched many people's lives with his stories, including mine. Toriyama has created multiple series over his life, although many people are fans of his most popular series, Dragon Ball. From nerds to jocks, Dragon Ball is all-inspiring. It's okay to watch it no matter who you were. Hell, I even see some people during the Kamehameha in the hallways back when I was in school. It is celebrated and loved by people from all walks of life and all around the world. People gather to watch and celebrate Dragon Ball, participating in events, playing games, and enjoying each other's company. And it all started the year he decided to enter this manga competition. Okay, it was a little bit before that. Toriyama was born April 5th, 1955 in the city of Kyoto, Japan. Back in his elementary school days, he was already on his path. Drawing was a hobby that he loved to do. He mostly drew pictures of animals and vehicles, and when he saw 101 Dalmatians, he found himself admiring the animation of the film, leading him deeper into his path of illustration. And of course, the Astro Boy series was an inspiration as well. It seemed Toriyama stopped drawing in middle school and picked it back up later, deciding to go to a high school focused around creative design. Instead of going to college after high school, he decided to get a job for 3 years at an advertising agency in Nagoya, designing posters. But one day at the age of 23, he quit after getting sick of his work environment. Anyway, while grabbing a coffee, he seen Kodansha's weekly shonen magazine was running an amateur manga contest. He entered this contest, but did not enter his work in time. But another weekly shonen Jump was holding a contest. He entered this one, but lost mostly because his manga entry was kind of a parody of Star Wars. But the man who worked for Weekly Shonen Jump enjoyed Toriyama's work and encouraged him not to quit entering his work. This man ended up being his editor, Akira Toriyama. This led Toriyama to create his first manga series, Wonder Island and Wonder Island 2, in 1978. Both didn't do well. Actually, the first Wonder Island came in last place in the Weekly Shonen Jump reader survey. Toriyama's stubbornness wouldn't allow him to quit, and eventually he created his very successful manga, Dr. Slump. Dr. Slump took Toriyama to new heights. He became a household name. Dr. Slump was serialized in 1980 to 1984. In fact, it won him the Shogakukan Manga Award for Best Shonen. Back in 1983, he made a two-part manga called Dragon Boy. Toriyama suggested that Toriyama make a manga based off of one of his favorite genre movies, Kung Fu flicks. Dragon Boy was released in Fresh Jump in the August and October issues in 1983. It follows a boy adept in martial arts who escorts a princess on a journey back to her home country. Dragon Boy was well loved and it went on to become Dragon Ball in 1984. Being in Weekly Shonen Jump from 1984 to 1995, and of course Dragon Ball is one of the most successful mangas of all time. Through the original Dragon Ball series to the end of Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball has influenced other great manga authors like the author of Naruto, who said when he was in his elementary school days he was obsessed with Dragon Ball. And you can see the influence in other manga artists' work. I found Akira Toriyama's work through his most popular series, but funny enough at the time I couldn't find it. As a 6-year-old kid growing up in the very early 2000s, I saw Dragon Ball characters everywhere. Characters like Goku, Vegeta, Future Trunks, and so on. But I just didn't know what it was. Back then it was just Nickelodeon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Disney movies for me. I probably watched the Goofy movie like 20 times, and of course Pokemon. But no Dragon Ball. This wasn't until one day I walked into my best friend's house, and there it was on the TV. Goku vs Frieza. One episode, one fight that started a lifelong fascination with Dragon Ball. The show, I watched every episode. Of Z and Super, that is. The games, I played damn near all of the better known ones. The manga, I spent hours reading. The content creators, I spent hours listening to my favorites such as Geekdom 101, Quaman, LSM, and more. I did it all, and it's all because of this man's passion for his work. Grinding out chapter after chapter for years, lending his art to games. Dragon Ball even got me and many others exercising. I remember watching Goku and the other Z fighters train to improve their physical capabilities, and that led me into wanting to improve myself as well. My favorite gotta be Dragon Ball Z. I watch every episode except for some of the filler episodes. Staying up late watching Z on Toonami, playing Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3 with my friends made so many memories for me. My favorite moments gotta be when Future Trunks ripped Frieza and King Ko to shreds, or the super explosion for Vegeta when he sacrificed himself to defeat Buu. Goku coming to Namek and wrecking Raccoon, and the legendary moment when Goku went Super Saiyan for the first time. Around 2012, when Dragon Ball Battle of Gods was announced, we found out Toriyama was working on the movie as well. After the movie was released, Toriyama made a return to Dragon Ball, which he really hasn't been a part of since the end of Z. And then we got a whole series with Dragon Ball Super. Toriyama was helping with the story and adding characters, while Toriyama, Toriyama's chosen successor and primary illustrator for Dragon Ball Super, would do the art. With Super, we got over 100 chapters and 4 movies, before Toriyama's unfortunate passing. I remember watching the reaction of my favorite YouTubers on a live stream when we saw episode 109 and 110. We saw Ultra Instinct Omen for the first time, which blew many fans away. My favorite Dragon Ball Super moments would have to be Goku vs. Kefla when Goku uses Kamehameha to surf on top of her beam and deliver a Kamehameha straight to her face. Or Vegeta wrecking Goku black.
That's simple.
Jiren vs. Master Ultra Instinct Goku. And the first appearance of Ultra Ego Vegeta in the manga, and Frieza Black one-shotting both Ultra Ego Vegeta and Ultra Instinct Goku at the same time. Toriyama didn't just work on manga, he also gave his art to video games as well. From Chrono Trigger to the Dragon Quest series and Blue Dragon, and there's another game called Tubal, which is an obscure fighting game from the late 90s. I wish I can say I played most of the Dragon Ball games, but after seeing just how many there are, there's just no way. I played most of the popular Dragon Ball games, but for other games outside of the Dragon Ball series of games that Toriyama has worked on, I remember playing Blue Dragon back in 2007. I remembered it being pretty good, although I hate turn-based combat games. As for the Dragon Quest games, I played Builder and Number 11, and for Chrono Trigger, I never played it despite owning it. Man, Toriyama has affected many of our lives. I never thought his death would come this soon. I enjoyed and appreciated his work for almost my entire life. From the manga to the anime and the games of Dragon Ball Z and Super, but not only from Dragon Ball, but from his other work with the Dragon Quest series of games. I haven't yet read or seen Sandland, but there is a game coming out pretty soon, I believe, which might bring attention to this series. There's also a series for Sandland coming out on Hulu. But I'm thankful that I got all this amazing work from Toriyama that we can enjoy over and over again as time passes. I am thankful for his hard work, and with that being said, rest in peace Toriyama, thank you.